welcome to Band Geek. I am Richie Castellano. Joining me today is my lovely left-hand man, Andy Ascolese on the drums. Woo!
Hey.
And the man of 1,000 songs, the jukebox with no off button, Vin Innocente. See, everybody gets insulted and loved at the same time here. And the man to my right here, the other endless source of sound on bass and guitar, one of my favorite musicians, Andy Graziano. And we are very, very, very lucky to have our special guest today. This is a singer that I was told about from my friends who live on the island. Now, I was under the impression that we lived on the island, but we don't live on the island. We live on Staten Island, which is supposedly an imposter island if you ask someone who lives on Long Island.
Long Island.
So our buddies, Jules Rodino and Danny Miranda, told me, if you want a guy to sing rock, we've got the best guy around, and that is Mike Tirelli. So I looked up Mike Tirelli. I looked up you. I'm sorry, I'm talking about you in the third person, and you're standing in front of me. I looked up you on YouTube, and I saw a lot of live clips. But it's so hard to watch a live clip because it's someone's phone. You know what I mean? It's always like I can't really tell. But even through the phone recording, I'm like, holy crap, this guy sounds like whoever he's trying to sound like, you know, which is man
of 1,000 voices.
But the voices you do are very hard to do. Like Dio, you do a spot on Dio. Is Dio one of your favorite singers, or just something you like to just do for fun?
Dio is one of my first favorite singers.
Really?
Yes. Actually, I got turned on by Dio from. Can you turn me up just a little, my ears?
Sure.
Just a little.
Gotcha.
There you go. Dio, actually, I was turned on from when I heard the Heaven and Hell record first.
Mm-hmm.
Really turned me, onto Dio. Also, obviously, his solo stuff. Really, that's when I said, "Whoa, this guy's voice is just incredible." My favorite.
Oh yeah.
Then when he passed, that was a sad thing, obviously, and he actually had the same cancer I did. I had stomach cancer 10 years ago.
Wow.
And I survived.
No kidding.
He didn't. And we got a lot of things in common.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what is that? Does that change the way you have to perform? Do you have to be mindful of certain things because of the fact that you were sick?
In the beginning, yeah. But then, I learned to work around it. And it never had a problem. When I was sick, I didn't even think about my voice, never coming back or never being able to sing. That wasn't even a question in my mind. I was just worried about getting better. But when I came back, I was so thankful that I was able to sing again. It was actually as good or better, So.
Wow. I can't imagine that, but that's amazing that you're better now and you went through that. Like, awesome, dude. Yeah, we never have to talk about anything serious on this show, but this is like new for us.
I brought everybody down. Let's bring everybody up.
No,
now.
it's amazing. It's amazing that you fought it, man.
And they took my stomach out completely. It's a full gastrectomy, they call it.
Wow.
That's why I'm so thin. I was always pretty thin as it was, yeah.
Wow.
So Dio's your first guy from Heaven and Hell. Who else, growing up, were your influences?
I always used to listen to, just like Andy here, Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and Barry Manilow. No. Believe it or not, yeah.
If you, I see the wheels turning. It's like I'm crossing my arms. I'm not playing anything. Vinny knows of an embarrassing amount of Barry Manilow.
Do you really? Let's sing one. Time in New England. Man of, what do you call him? A man of what?
Man of a million songs.
A million songs.
The jukebox.
I was going to say, was the insult that or only 1,000?
You can't.
Only 1,000?
Nobody leaves here unscathed, dude. You have to realize that.
He only knows 1,000 songs.
So you like Barry Manilow and
I used to listen to it because that's the only thing I had to listen to.
Right.
Somebody bought me the recording, the record, and then Kiss and stuff like that. But mainly when I really wanted to sing, Dio's tone and power, kind of attracted me to what I wanted to sound like. The soul that he had. And Coverdale is one of my
Right.
favorite when he was a real great singer.
Whenever I meet singers that I am very jealous of, like you or like Mark Martel, I always ask them a lot of questions and to me it's like being born with a superpower, being able to hit B's and C's. Like to me that's like, the thing, like if I found the genie in the bottle, it's like, what do you want? I want to be able to hit C's and D's. Yeah. But when did you like discover that you had this great power?
Well, I would think I was like, I don't know, 15, 16. Wow. We had bands in school, and I was, very into athletics when I was young, and I never really had the image, and friends had bands, and I'd go down, I would sing Judas Priest, and you'd be like, what the fuck? I'd hit all those notes and be like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
So you like were innately able to get up there.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I know, like, some people, they say, okay, I had, I was able to get up to a G, and then I eventually got up to an A, and then, but you just, like, opened your mouth, and that happened.
Pretty much, but I think it kind of, well, not right away. I definitely work hard, at singing,
yeah.
Knowing, but in the beginning, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just hitting notes, and, but I contribute that to, as a rock singer, a lot of times back in the day, especially, you could never really hear yourself. Right? So you develop that compression. That Dio compression, Sammy Hagar, Coverdale. They had that power in it. And it's compression that comes from down here. And always trying to sing over the music. So it's always like, So I think that's great for your voice as far as strengthening, you know what I mean? I always say if you can't hit that note, kind of keep pushing for it, I never knock on wood. It's not wood.
It sounds like it hurts sometimes.
It
borderline, but you know how to control it.
I've always been pretty fortunate, never to have any problem. My voice seems okay. You got to take care of yourself,
There's a question I want to ask you, and I talk to a lot of singers, and I talk about this, and I'm going to tell you how it happened with me, and then you could tell me if it was similar for you. I think when you first start singing, you believe that the sound that comes out of your mouth is the sound of your voice, and that's it. Like, oh, I sound like this, which is basically a pitched version of your speaking voice, right? And I sang like that for years, and it wasn't until I started doing like stupid impersonations, like miming people, like just things that were silly, and she's like, all right, Vinny,
your favorite.
Yeah.
You don't know me, but I'm your brother. I was raised here in this living hell. So, like, I was doing Michael McDonald because I thought his voice was funny. And then as I tried to do it, I realized, oh no, he's good and I suck. Right? So that's what I realized. But then, like, as I worked at it, I was able to, like, eventually do a respectable one. And then I said, wait a minute.
I can sound like this.
Yes. Yeah, if I could sing like Michael McDonald, why would I bother singing like me? But then, like,
Oh, well, there's a vibrato there. Then like you hear.
No, or just even like a rasp in your voice. Like when me and Andy we recorded an album together called Two Part Invention, and I would be doing the vocals, and Andy would be like, you know what, you got to sing this like Neil Diamond. And he would say, sing that note like Neil Diamond. Okay, sing that note like Michael McDonald. And what he was actually doing, just like on a keyboard or on a guitar where I'm going for like a different articulation, right, where, I can play like this, or, and make it sound a little different. He was directing me or producing me with the voice, saying, no, do that the way Neil Diamond would do it. Right. You know what I mean? So, now my question is, I just talked about myself for the last 5 minutes, but my question to you is, when did you just like sing and, oh, it sounds like Dio, or did you like, let's do it a bunch of times?
Now that I remember, I think I was singing Ozzy first.
Really?
I used to, I think I was doing like Black Sabbath stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I do Dio. I can sound like Dio more than Ozzy, but that's I think where I started from, but I sing on the bus or something, and we're like, wow, that's kind of cool. Then I would do a siren on the bus, so I would, with my voice, like something like that, and pull over. Right now, I don't want. I used to make the bus pull over or whatever. Like,
So you just have. Wow.
That's funny.
Holy.
I used to do
That's like,
shit, weird
that's
shit
awesome.
like that.
Who's the? It's like
Michael
Michael
Winslow.
Winslow. It's Michael Winslow level
I heard a
goodness.
rumor about you that you can beatbox too.
Oh yeah. But I usually do. I was doing that before. You really couldn't hear me. I'm always going.
Do you play drums at all?
Yeah, in my mouth.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Who
so
told you that?
what?
Who told you that?
Danny told me you beatbox.
Because last night we were playing, me and Danny,
Yeah.
and I was doing it. He keeps looking at me, but I didn't know that he noticed it, so he must have said something, obviously.
He said you're good at it. So,
I was giving Bobby Rondinelli some lessons.
oh yeah. So there's, I think what you're talking about is a different phenomenon. Like, when I would teach kids, right, like vocal students, like 6-year-old girls can sing like Beyonce already, because it's like
They know
it's
what
all
they-
they've heard.
They know what they want to
So
sound
when
like.
they're the second they open their mouth to sing, it just sounds like Ariana Grande or Beyonce, because it's like no, this is what
that
they listen
whole-
to.
yeah.
So for them, it's not
They've
like
heard it modeled.
yeah, it's like no, this is what singing is.
Right.
So would you say it was like just from listening to Ozzy, it was like no, this is what it's supposed to sound like, and you just
I would
created
agree
that.
with that. Yeah.
So when you heard, obviously the first iteration of Black Sabbath was with Ozzy, right? And then we moved to Dio. So when you heard Dio, was it just like, oh, I guess I have to sing it like this now, or did you just, was it conscious, or did you just like open your mouth and Dio came out?
I was just like, when I put the Heaven and Hell record on,
Yeah.
I remember like getting chills and going, just staring. I'm like, holy shit. And then it just came out, I guess,
Wow.
And then all the Dio, the solo Dio stuff, and it just was good for my voice.
So I think, and like I'm just really fascinated by this. So for a guy with your talent, I think it's a combination of the command of the voice and that like kind of mimics ear. You know what I mean? That you can hear like what is, especially
tone.
when you did that siren. Even though that was like a joke, but you analyzed what the siren was, and you were able to make it. Like we did this thing in school. We had a class called I think it was timbre synthesis, and it was like a computer class about recreating real sounds in the digital realm. And they said, my teacher told everybody, with your mouth, let's try it. Let's go around the room and try it. Make the sound of Velcro ripping open, right?
Oh, shit.
So if you want to hear it, here we go. Here is Velcro ripping open. Ready? Okay.
It sounds like a bra or something you open it up, like the back of a bra.
Okay, or that.
The Velcro.
So how would you do that sound? Good. Try it with your mouth.
I don't know.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, more like that, right?
What about you? So I would go. That's how I would do it. How would you do it? Yeah, so it's like
We all
hearing
do
it,
a little
identifying it, and moving like your instrument, your whole face to make that. Like that's just fascinating to me, and I think that he was teaching us about like, okay, what you have to listen for is, well, there's a noise component, there's a pitch component, there's the actual, there's all these little things to think about, and I think that's great for timbre synthesis, but it's also cool for when you're trying to sound like something. Now, here's another question. Now, I know you're in several original projects. Can you plug those really quick?
Yeah, sure. Actually, a band called Holy Mother that I was in the 90s. Randy Coven was the bass player. I don't know if you guys are familiar. You know Randy Coven, he passed. But I'm actually doing a new album with those guys. And I'm in a band called Messiah's Kiss, who are based out of Germany. We're on Massacre Records now. We're on, what label were we on? Steamhammer for a while. Then I have my new band, Rising 5. We put it out ourselves. We just actually, released it a couple of months ago.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah. And then I'm in a wedding band, too.
Yeah.
You guys know anything about
we
that?
weren't going to talk about that.
I have to. The other guy's a good man.
What's that?
Okay, all right, how about this? Raise your hand. We'll do it at the same time if you played a wedding. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So
I got to plug them. I got to let everybody. I'm in a wedding band called Entourage.
Entourage.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we all play weddings. I mean, look, the thing is, for musicians and local gigs, that's pretty much like as good as it gets. You know, like, and also you get to have a shrimp cocktail, which you know, it's you get to feel fancy for a few hours. My uncle would do my. Uncle and my dad had a wedding band, and you could tell what it was in the cocktail hour by looking on his shirt right before the gig. And the white shirt. I was like, okay, I see they have shrimp cocktail. What they have? Those egg rolls. Okay, you got a little bit of that over there. And so
I mean, so you said your uncle before. I'm thinking of the one gig that you told me about. I can't even bring it up, but it's.
So why would you even talk about it?
It involves a bathroom.
You always do that.
Very unhappy partygoers.
You're in rare form today, dude. For those of you who know the behind the scenes about Band Geek, we record the music first so we can relax and have a nice conversation. And Andy was in rare form today. Oh, so we should talk about that really quick. We did 2 songs with this episode. The 2 songs are, and we'll either put it in here or put links somewhere. We did "Children of the Sea," which is probably my favorite Black Sabbath song. It's you know what it is. I saw them at Jones Beach, Heaven and Hell, right? And it was like, sometimes when it's like a really cool night at Jones Beach, you feel the wind come off the water, and I felt that, and it goes,
Perfect.
"In the mist." I'm like, oh my God, I had like chills all over my whole body, and Dio's just like singing to me. Yeah, it was like a total, like, you know.
You were in the Misty Mountain.
I was in it. It was just like an immersive experience, the whole thing.
Sensory overload.
It was like a total, you know, like I was just wrapped in the music, and like moments like that are awesome. And ever since like seeing that, I said, no, this is my favorite Sabbath tune. Like that's it. When you picked that, I was like, oh, thank you.
I know you said that to me right away. You're like, oh, that's why I love that song. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
And the other song you picked is a song I've been dying to do on the show, but I don't know anybody who could sing it. Is "Here I Go Again" by Whitesnake, and thank you so much for doing that, because
Thank you.
I got to learn that annoying solo. A little PSA. That lick that nobody can play in that solo, it's threes. Okay, it's a little music education. Here, I'll move this. Here we go. It's. And now slowly.
Where is that?
It's like.
Threes.
That's exactly how it goes, you know. So
Well, they're triplets, so they're in threes.
it's like stuttered triplets or whatever. It's like that's how, you know. But when you did that, I was like, yes. Here I go again. And I was like, oh crap, there's that solo I can't play in this song. So like I've been the last 2 days I've been just sitting here with the metronome, and I hope I did it good in the video. We haven't reviewed it or anything, so I think it's okay.
Let me give a little plug to Richie too. He keeps saying that he can't sing. He sent me some songs of his original stuff. I was blown away by it.
Thank you.
I mean, really, your voice is great. Don't believe anything he says. He can sing great.
No, I'll
obviously
repeat
you
what I
play
said
guitar
before.
amazing.
I'm a tenor. I could sing high for about 10 or 11 minutes. That deserves that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, when you're singing your original material, right? Now that you have all these voices in your back pocket, right? How do you sound like you on the original material?
I don't. You know what's so funny though? I'm in 3 original bands.
Right.
Some of this, my new band, Rising 5.
Mm-hmm.
I write half the songs or whatever, and my bass player Wayne Banks, who's played with a bunch of huge acts as well. Even the Bee Gees, he played with Robin Gibb for 10 years, whatever. He sends me songs. It's very punkish.
Okay.
He sings them an octave lower.
Oh boy.
But you got to hear him, and then I make it. You know, then I sing it pretty much an octave higher, and I try to find my own voice. I don't want to sound like Dio or Coverdale or whoever. You know, it's just trying to sing whatever I feel that song should sound like. Really.
Yeah.
You know, and I definitely feel like I have my own tone when I sing my original stuff.
No, that's important. It's like, I keep going back to that thing, and it's like the blend. And even guitar players, like, you know, if a guitar player plays like, It's like you're Eric Clapton. Like that's, but everybody plays that. You know what I mean? You know, everybody goes. You know, everybody plays Jimmy Page. Everybody plays all these licks. But with, like your combination of those sort of things is your identity. So I guess you have all that. Here's a weird question. What's like out of all the things that you could do with your voice, what is the most surprising voice that you think you could nail? Like what's the thing that no one would expect from you? And I'm putting it on the spot right now.
You know what?
Like if okay, you say you're in a wedding band. So in a wedding band,
okay,
we all have
there
to
you
do
go.
songs that
Sometimes
that we wouldn't sing normally.
Let me
Or
see.
you got like a Cannibal
There
Corpse
was
voice
some-
or something like that.
That was good, Andy.
Say what? Adam Levine once in a while.
So
Once in a while. I was so high, I did not recognize fire in my mind. Chaos that controlled my mind. Whispered goodbye, she got on the plane, never to return again. Always in my heart. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. There you go. You guys know that?
we don't actually
really.
know anything.
Actually,
We don't know any.
We're following him.
I haven't sang that song in a very long time. But anyway,
That was good.
Yeah, some of the Rascal Flats,
Nice.
stuff like that. My Wish.
There you go. I like that song.
Me and Andy, like,
Rod Stewart.
oh yeah,
Have I told B flat?
B flat, you?
That's the original, I think, what he did.
Clap.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you
that's nice.
there's no one else above you? You fill my heart with gladness. You take away all my sadness. Ease my troubles, that's what you do.
That's beautiful, man.
On the morning sun and all its glory greets the day with hope and comfort too. You fill my heart with gladness, and you can make it better. Ease my troubles, that's what you do. Here we go. There's a love that's divine,
Get with it, Andy.
and it's yours and it's mine, like the sun. And at the end of the day, you should give thanks and praise to the one, to the one. Have I told you lately that I love you, baby? Have I told you there's no one left? Yeah, you know.
That's awesome. Do you know who you just reminded me of? Can you sing "To Be With You" by Mr. Big?
Oh, I never did, but that voice, I love that guy.
You
never really
have
sing
a
it
little
in
bit of
his
that,
voice.
like, hold on, baby girl.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
like,
gonna put you on the spot if you don't know it, but
I don't, but you know what? I think I can. That's like my voice.
I think
there.
that's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I think
I need a coach. Why don't you come around?
I
that
think
guy's
that's
great.
going to be the next viral video for you if you could sing that, because
you go.
even in your rod, I heard a little bit of. We can't help it on this show. We just go right in the gutter every time. Speaking of right in the gutter, if you'd like to support Band Geek, please use our Amazon link for buying your various, marital aids or whatever you're into, personal lubricants or whatever products you want to buy privately. Go to riotcast.com/bandgeek and use the Amazon banner at the top of the page. If you just like us and don't really care to shop on Amazon, you can go to richiecastellano.com/tipjar, and it's a PayPal form, and you can say, hey guys, I like what you're doing, please keep doing it, and buy some more pizza. Or then the other thing we have is we have merch, and you can go to richiecastellano.com/store, and we have T-shirts, and we have posters, mugs, signed posters, CDs, all that sort of good stuff. So if you support the show, we love you for it. So thank you, everybody. Okay, that was the least smooth segue I've ever done on the show. Anyway, so the okay. So we have your Rod Stewart. I want you to do a video of Mr. Big, and it'll go viral because I think you would kill that.
I always wanted to sing that, but I never.
You know
did.
the chorus?
Could just never. What?
You know the chorus?
Do I know it?
Yeah.
I'm the one who we can't put him on the spot like this.
I'm the.
Yeah, it's gotta
just
listen
in
to it.
case. Hold on, little girl.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Show me what's. Yeah, I could definitely. So no,
That's right there, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Work that out in the car later.
next time.
So when what's the song you have that you had to sing at like a wedding, say, right? That is just like
Did I screw it up totally? God,
because
You know
I
what it
have
is?
some.
The wedding
Got a few of
thing,
those.
we never rehearse.
Yeah.
We just show up.
Best
You know,
part
it's
is
Here's
like,
the new
all right.
songs that we got to do. And
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you look back, you want to go over it, and then all of a sudden we go to go over. Yep, here they come. They're
Yep.
coming in the room. I'm like, oh, boy. And I'm like, I'm more nervous doing that than playing in front of
Hold your nose and jump
at
in.
Wacken in Germany or something.
Yep.
You know, in front of 80,000 people. I'm like reading the chart, reading the vocal, all the lyrics, and I'm like,
You know what? It is more nerve wracking because the rock
Everybody's
audience
quiet.
in Wacken is like they're there to have a good time. If you screw up, it's like it goes right past them.
Right.
But you have a videographer on you, and some
It's
woman's
forever.
gonna watch that performance of it
Right.
1,000 times.
all right, you want to hear something funny?
Okay.
It was a parent dance or something, and I don't remember what song it was, but the guitar player did not play it where I can recognize the
Oh my
part.
God.
It was a girl player, not anything against her, but she played like the offset part or something. It wasn't the main part. And I'm like, I look back, I'm like, I don't remember this song. And they're out dancing, and the lyric was there, and the girl in my band, Rashid, is like, I go. She goes in my ear. She goes, "Can you just sing something?" I go, and it was the funniest thing. I made up a melody over it, just like singing my own melody with the lyrics. And she thought I knew the song. I said, "That wasn't even the song. I made up my own song." She goes, "It sounded good." She goes, "I'm gonna have to get the videographer and edit that out because
God.
yeah." I was like, I didn't understand. I didn't know what the.
Oh man.
Scary, man.
This is what I have to go through. Like, okay, so if you guys don't know what like a typical like New York, New Jersey wedding band works, here's how it works. If it's a big band that has a bunch of singers in it, there's the black girl singer, right? There's usually the black guy singer, right?
Yep.
So you have the girl. She's gonna do all your Whitney Houston. She's gonna do your Rihanna. She's gonna do
All that
you
good
know
stuff.
even if there's like Bang Bang or
Yep.
or any like kind of like rappy sort of stuff. That's her. The guy's gonna do Michael Jackson. Stevie Wonder. He's gonna do all that stuff.
Bruno Mars if
Bruno
he's
Mars,
really good
right?
at it.
This is just the way. This is not being racist. This is just the way it is.
Right.
And then there's usually two white guy singers, right? One white guy is somebody's uncle who just sings Frank Sinatra. That's
We'll call
it.
him Vinny.
Yeah. It's Anthony. Uncle Anthony comes out and he sings Frank Sinatra and he croons, right? That's all he does. And then you have the rock guy, right? Which is you're there to just sing "Don't Stop Believin'," and if they want a Bruce Springsteen song or a Bon Jovi song, right? Or if you're in a cool wedding band that does "Sweet Child of Mine," right? That's what you're there to do. Or like the groom's uncle really likes Led Zeppelin. Can you do 1.5 minutes of rock and roll before the bride gets pissed off at you? So,
And then the groom's brother's gonna play bass.
The funniest thing, we do Crazy Train. And
You
it's
do?
and everyone-
Nice.
it kills, I bet.
Everybody's like, all of a sudden they stop. They're like, "This is the best thing," and we kill it. Totally kill it. In the beginning, I gotta say, I hope that you guys don't get mad at me. My wedding band, they played it like a wedding band in the beginning,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then
You
I'm
gotta-
like, you gotta,
Yeah.
Now they play it.
If you're gonna do it, do
Sensational.
it.
Yeah,
Really.
I whenever I'm playing with a wedding band and they look at me, let's do rock. I'm like, okay, no more than 2 notes per chord. I look at everybody like, I'm looking at you, keyboard player. Like, I don't want to hear any major sevenths, no ninths,
No substitutions.
no substitutions. yeah,
screws it out.
and no road sound. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, play Back in Black with wedding band changes. E D D D A A. So that's the one thing that pisses me off. The other thing that pisses me off is like when you have like, 'cause I've seen wedding bands do this, and if you're one of these wedding bands,
This has turned into a wedding band's anonymous
Venting.
meeting.
In the beginning, what are we going to talk about?
this pisses me off. And you know what? At first I was gonna be like, I'm sorry if this is you, but if this is your wedding band, stop it.
I hope this is not my band.
I hate these wedding bands that no matter what song they play, it's a pseudo funk version of the song. Like a loungy funk, like that's like
What I was
that's
just doing.
Yeah, but it's even like any like ballady kind of song, or it's like everything sounds like bad
What example?
lounge funk you hear when you're at a European hotel eating breakfast.
What's the example?
No, like you got to pick a song, and I'll show you an example. Like what's we got to pick like a folk song or something, or a ballad. Oh, let's do like Moon Dance, right?
Okay.
So that's right, this, right? But they'll be like, it's a babadoo.
Well, it's not a life of the love of the I can't even sing.
It's just like,
It's hard to sing it like that.
Yeah, but that's just an example. Like, I've seen bands like do the whole gig like that. I'm like, you know what? That's cool for like your entrance music, but if they want to hear a song, play the damn song. I'm sorry. Well, if anybody's watching Band Geeks, you know I'm a stickler for certain things. It's
We
like,
play it like it is because
Yeah.
I sing it. And,
people want to hear it, and then that's like, you know what? If people are hiring you to do that, like, oh, I like that kind of like funky sort of sound, that that loungy
Like a
sort
jam
of thing.
band or something.
Yeah,
But they're not hiring you for your version of it. They're hiring you to play the thing. Like,
sometimes I guess.
I used to play Beatles with this guy that played the saxophone.
Perfect. That's what perfect. Beatles.
So the guy that would play the saxophone, he would always play like the little melodies and like, let's say like in the pre-chorus, so like in the then he would go
that's the worst.
and every
Sax
time he would
player.
put that in, I was like,
We
We're
had some
never
good-
having a sax
We
player.
had some great.
They're
we
never
had some
coming on
great
this show.
sax
It's horrible.
players. But I'll tell you, I used to when they would play some sax over the rock stuff. Sometimes I'd be like,
well, we get our revenge because we used to tune down to E flat. So like
Oh, there you
we'd
go.
start like September, they'd be like, the whole song in the lower key.
I love sax players, but we diss them so much on the show. I don't think if I even asked
Yeah, we
like
couldn't
my
have
dear
one at this
friends who are
point.
sax players to come on, they'd be like, you know what, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not coming on your stupid show. Because we had this rule that we started early on this show is that like whenever we would do a song that had like a saxophone part, we'd just do it on kazoos, right? And we thought it was funny, and we were dying. But then like we would read such hateful comments on YouTube, like stop it! Why is that guy playing kazoo? Get rid of him! I'm like, he's my best friend. I'm not getting rid of him. You know, it's like
We did Billy Joel, Just the Way You Are,
yeah.
and our friend nailed
Nailed
the
it.
solo on kazoo.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
He nailed it, and he's like not a musician, and he nailed like one of the most beautiful like pop jazz solos ever. He nailed it, and it was like, why is that guy? I was like, no, don't you realize what he just did? He just played like this beautiful solo on a kazoo. That's so cool. I don't know, but what is
It's like people who can play the slide whistle in tune.
But what I wanted to say, I just remembered. One of the things that gets me all the time, and one of the wedding bands I work with, they do this. They go, okay, we're gonna do "Shut Up and Dance," right? Which is a D, I think, right? And I'm like, okay,
C sharp.
or C sharp. I'm like, guys, we gotta do it in B. I was like, if you want me to sing it, because I'm not Mike Tirelli, I'm not singing Steve Perry, I'm not singing John Bon Jovi. I can sing John Bon Lennon. That's about all I can sing. You know, I can hit John Lennon notes. That's it. So it's like, bring it down. So I go, okay, guys, B. And then it's like the everybody's on the dance floor waiting for it. And then one of the guys goes to the band. He goes, eh. I'm like, no. Like, eh. Just do it in the original key, and you're on the spot. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna blow my voice out on this tune. So that's one of my experiences. It's just like most bands are cool at transposition, but if you have the one guy that's like, oh really? No, just doing the original. And it's like, okay, I can't really do
Yeah,
that.
we're good with that.
Yeah?
I gotta say, I usually, thank God, I don't really have any problem with taking the key. One time, this is funny. They played it at a key up on it was a Firehouse song, and
Oh
meanwhile,
shit.
nobody really requests that anymore. But
Yeah.
it's already high, and the
Yeah.
guitar player didn't want to tune his. Love of a Lifetime, maybe it was, or it was one of the. And it was up higher, and I was like, had that. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I was flat. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're looking at me.
Got his capo
At
on,
least let
probably.
me know.
Yeah.
That you're gonna play it up and a step up. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, you don't
sometimes
put those songs up.
who does that.
you-
You could do it.
You mentioned something with your original project where you said the bass player sends you tunes down an octave, right?
Well, no. He sings them an octave lower.
Right, but does he sing them an octave lower of where he wants you to sing, or does he sing them in his range and you have to just deal with it?
Well, he sings them because that is his range,
Yeah.
and then he wants me to sing them an octave lower. Yeah.
Okay, because like whenever, it's one thing writing tunes for your own voice because you could sit there and finagle the key and try to like, oh, you know what, this is gonna work, this is not gonna work. But that's one of the things I always tell singers, like especially when we're gonna record something. I say, okay, I'm starting to record rhythm guitar tracks now. Is this a good key for you? Oh yeah, it's fine. And then you record the whole arrangement, and then they go, I could really, we could put this down to third, and then it's like, no, because you have to redo the whole thing. Right. So, public service announcement: if you're a singer, please let everybody know what your keys are ahead of time.
True.
If you're a wedding band, don't do this. If you're a singer, don't do that.
I have rules that I want people to follow.
Your
I got a lot of
advice.
If
problems
you're a
with all
sax
you
player,
people.
you're not welcome in this in this basement.
No, I want sax players on. I just don't think they would come after the abuse that they've had to
I
endure.
don't think they listen. You give yourself so much credit, Reggie.
I think you're right. I think I have too much of a high opinion of myself.
Steve Rocket, please come down. Ring
Yeah.
down.
You know what? I think we should just do a show where we get it out of our system and do like every sax tune.
We could do a horn section.
Yeah,
show
just
for
a
You know,
horn
we should
section
do a
number.
show where we don't show up and it's just horn players.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
You have horn players doing rock songs.
No, you know what would be
can
the
play
funniest thing
backwards.
to do here? We should put a big band down here.
Yeah.
And just fit everybody down here.
16
Put a
pieces.
16-piece big band. Have them
Trombone
play like
going
this.
the length of the room.
I just throw a
hit
mic
the
in the
wall.
corner and put the GoPro up and just record the big. I think we're onto something. I think that what, Mike, would you
cramped
come back
with
and
5
front our
people.
big band if we had? I'm sorry, that just makes me laugh. Okay, so is there anything else you want to plug or anything before we call it a night?
No, I think we've touched on everything pretty much.
So where can they find you and find your stuff?
You can. It's funny because you can go to Rising 5 with Mike Tirelli.
Okay, is that the URL?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can go to rising5band.com.
Okay.
It goes there. You can go to messiahskiss.com. And Holy Mother has just got a lot of stuff on YouTube. And
Are you doing any of the festival stuff this summer?
nothing is booked.
Okay, because you mentioned Wacken before. I know.
No, I've played Wacken.
Wacken, sorry.
I played Wacken twice before, and it's a great festival.
Yeah, it's muddy.
Yes, that's funny you should say that because it was muddy when I was there as well. The first 2 times.
We were opening. Well, everybody's opening when you play
Yeah.
one of those like open air festivals because it's
Like
like
30 bands.
So to say I was opening for Iron Maiden is like, yeah, they were a mile away on another stage, but I'm still gonna count that as a win. And I wanted to go see them, and I went to like go walk, and like there was a sea of mud. Wow. Like you basically like had to commit to getting mud up to your chest to go see Iron Maiden, and I had like all my nice stage clothes on. I was like, I like Iron Maiden, but not enough to crawl through mud to go see them.
You know what it is? It rains a lot in Germany, so even during the summertime, they still get their precipitation, and it's when you're in the farm, they do them out in the farmland.
Yeah.
And you have 60,000 people stomping around.
Yeah, they actually get 100,000 now.
Wow.
Huge.
The thing that I always found interesting about those metal festivals is the no sound check.
Oh,
Like there's two
Just slap you out there.
no, but there's like I
side
think
fills though you get.
yeah, but I think it was Wacken. And then it was you had like the A stage and the B stage, it was the same stage with a divider, with like a curtain dividing them. So the band that's playing right before you is playing while you're sound checking.
Oh shit!
Right next to them, and the curtain's down. But the thing is, there's no sound check. Like you can't actually play. But first of all, they're so loud. Like you have just like you have this going on next to you, the whole time, and you're just going like, and so there's no sound check. So
it's funny because the first time I played rock, and it was we didn't get a sound check, and I didn't use in-ears then. I don't think anyone did. The first time that was like '98 or something. Wow. So as soon as I stepped on stage, they had the side fills. It was like a PA on stage.
Yeah.
Right away, it was like the first note, the kick drum.
Oh my god!
It was like, and we were playing like it was metal stuff.
Yeah.
Double bass. It knocked like the ear. I had those buds in my ear.
Yeah.
It like popped out of my ear. It was so loud. My hair was standing up. I'm like, holy shit! It was actually making my heart skip a beat. It was so fucking loud.
Everybody asks me like, "Hey, why do you use that like digital stuff? Like, why don't you use amps?" I'm like, until you've played a German metal festival, you won't understand. You know what I mean? Sure. Like when you have to just plug in. Oh, you know what? There was one more thing I wanted to ask you. I just remembered. So, we have a lot of. This is a musician show. Like musicians watch this show. So, as a singer who I admire very much and I'm very impressed by, what tips can you give to people to maintenance their, like, what do you do to keep yourself healthy and be able to sing like this?
It's a balance between rest and vocalizing. If you lay off, you don't sing, you get rusty. Mm-hmm. So you got to try to balance the two. If you can balance the two, that's one. Also, obviously, hydration is really, really, really important. If you're always drinking a lot of water, that's good for your voice. Exercise is good too. It kind of gets you, your breath and all that with your diaphragm. But mainly a balance between work and rest. Just like anything else, it's a muscle. You carry it everywhere you go, so you got to take care of it.
Now,
don't drink too much.
Yeah.
Don't smoke too much. Not that I ever smoked, but you could drink, but you don't. You just can't.
You can't get drunk and scream at 3 in the morning.
I don't know. I can. Never went on stage drinking or nothing.
Will you purposely like stagger gigs and say, okay, I need a day off between these two, or is it just whatever happens?
It does help. Sometimes if I do like 6 days in a row, I guess sometimes I get a little tired. If we're doing
6 days in a row,
yeah,
oh my God.
that's a tough. And then when you're getting up and you're going, it gets a little, it gets taxing.
Yeah, we did that in Europe. We had like all these crazy wake ups, and we did like 5-6 days in a row, and the guys in the band are in their 70s, right. So it was just and look, I lost my voice on that run too. Right. And I know exactly, it's funny you just said that because I had, like, in March, I had the busiest month of my life. I was working nonstop. I was teaching classes. I was singing stuff I shouldn't be singing, like stuff that you sing, But, and by April, I had no voice. So I laid off for a whole month, and then in May, I found it was very hard to sing when I was coming back. Right. Because I thought like, I'm going to be all rested, and I haven't sung in a whole month, and now I'm like, I feel like I lost progress. Like I have to work to get back to where I was.
It's scary. Also, I've heard a lot of singers have problems with acid reflux. Mm-hmm. I've had a little issue because I don't have a stomach and I don't have that flap that stops. So I literally sleep. My wife is behind me. You can't see her on camera. I have the bed on an incline like this.
Really?
It's almost like I'm standing because
like a vampire.
And she's like, she's a trooper. She's like, I can't sleep. She's like hanging on.
You need one of those sleep number beds that
My sleep number is 500.
Oh, you have one?
No. No. What happens? What happens is I end up snoring. So like my wife is invariably in the guest bedroom when I wake up. So.
Yeah, so that's another thing because I've heard there was this one gentleman who does what's it called? We Will Rock You. It's like a big Queen play that was all over Europe. The musical.
I saw it on a cruise.
Was it your buddy?
Yeah.
It's really good.
I don't know.
Is he from England? A singer, vocalist? He's in
I don't know any of the vocalists from there.
Because I was thinking Tony Vincent.
No.
This
he
is
didn't do that.
Once he actually lost his voice for a while from he had a severe acid reflux.
Was it Peter Eldridge? Because he's a friend of mine who
I
did
don't
that.
know.
I think.
He's in a band with my bass player again, Wayne Banks.
Okay.
He's in a show called Classic Rock Show. It's in the UK, and it's a big production. It's awesome. It's really great. And he had to bail out because his voice, and that's scary.
Well,
So I'm sleeping on
every night. I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sleeping on an incline because it happened to me. It came up. It actually aspirated in my lungs,
Wow.
and I couldn't breathe. I almost
Oh
choked.
my God.
I had to go to the doctor. So I'm like traumatized. I go to sleep. I'm like,
Yeah.
so that can definitely play a big negative factor.
I
on the
heard
vocals.
I heard something from a guy who Andy played with, Mark Martel. He said
Who is that?
he's
I
the
know-
guy who sounds just like Freddie Mercury.
Okay, yeah, that's
Very wonderful singer, great guy, and Andy played with his band for a tour. He said, "Don't cough ever."
Hey, that's also very taxing.
Yeah, he's
right?
like-
But how do you not cough when
He
you're
said,
sick?
"Take whatever drugs you have to take to not cough, because the cough will kill your voice faster than anything." He's like, so like he says, take double doses of cough syrup and do whatever you have to do to not cough. Like, don't cough ever. That's his thing.
I want to
heard
cough
that
right
before.
now. It's like
Yeah, like now we're all thinking about it. Yeah, we're going,
Sweet Leaf, right at the beginning of Sweet
yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, if you were watching this episode, you just got tips from an amazing rock singer. I mean, we have tips from Anne-Marie, but Anne-Marie is a freak of nature, and she's a female. So this is more aimed towards our guy singers who want to sing this sort of stuff. So I thought this was amazing having you down here, and if you guys haven't listened to him yet, check out Children of the Sea, our cover with Mike, and check out Here I Go Again with the cool solo that I might have done correctly. If we go look back, we'll see for sure. But I just want to thank you so much for making the trek out here and sharing your stories
appreciate
and
it,
your
yeah.
techniques and all that stuff. Like, thank you so much.
I'd
Mike
also-
Tirelli, everybody.
Thank you very much. I also want to plug one more.
Oh yeah, please do.
Every once a year we do a White Snake tribute. It's called Almost White Snake.
Nice.
And I have a gig at Mulcahy's on July 20th.
I think this is going to air after that, but if it doesn't,
It doesn't matter. Well, check it out.
If you were
anyway.
there, it was
Yeah.
great.
if you were there, let us
We had
know
a
in the
great time.
comments.
I'm okay. He's on.
You should have hung out, man.
That's a cool place.
Yeah, it's a good
I
place.
like that. I like that place.
So thanks for watching Band
Thank you.
Geek. I'm Richie Castellano. We have Andy Ascolese, Vin Innocente, Andy Graziano, and our amazing guest today, Mike Tirelli. And hanging out back there is Janet, being a trooper all night. I think they were expecting us to have a bigger house because she's hiding out on the customary guest area, the stairs, which is where everybody hangs out. So sorry about that. But all right. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love when Vinny does that. All right, later, guys.